There's a brutal truth that most men will never hear. It's a lesson buried in the pages of history, whispered by one of the most influential minds the world has ever known, Niccolo Machiavelli. And here's the chilling part. It's a lesson most men ignore until it's too late. What he taught about choosing women is not the stuff of romance novels or fairy tales. No, it's far darker, far more real. It's about power, influence, and survival. And if you don't heed it, history will have no mercy on you. In today's video, we dive into Machiavelli's unsung teachings, the ones that most men are too blind to understand. Machiavelli didn't write for dreamers or those with rose-colored glasses. He wrote for rulers, for men who understand that the gates of their life are sacred, that every choice they make is a battle, and that every woman is either an ally or an assassin. He knew the truth that most men still refuse to accept. Most men fall not by the sword, but by their choices. You see, the world doesn't warn you. Your mother won't warn you. Your friends won't warn you. Society won't warn you either. It profits from your blindness. It sells you the fantasy of romance and love, but never tells you that some women, yes, the beautiful, charming ones, are masters of manipulation. And in their soft caress, they will drain your life's fire until there's nothing left. But here's the question. What if there's a way to see the trap before it's too late? What if you could avoid the deadly missteps that so many men make in the name of love? Machiavelli's wisdom offers an answer, and it's not the sweet, comforting answer you might want to hear. It's the harsh truth you need to hear if you want to become the ruler of your own life, the master of your own destiny. Are you ready to hear it? Through Machiavelli's eyes, a woman is not a peaceful sanctuary, but a potential test of a man's strength and clarity. The wise man doesn't simply look for beauty, he looks for character. He watches how she handles silence, discipline, and the way she makes choices when no one is watching. A wise man doesn't just fall for a beautiful smile. He studies her patterns, knowing that women either build a man up or tear him down. There's no middle ground. But here's the twist. The most destructive women are often the ones who are hardest to spot. They come across as perfect, gentle, caring, almost divine, but their true nature slowly erodes the very things that make a man powerful. They don't destroy him all at once. They wear him down, bit by bit, until his ambition fades, his discipline weakens, and his purpose is forgotten. And by the time he realizes it, he's already signed away his future. It's a slow death, and it's all wrapped up in the illusion of love. Machiavelli warned men about this, but most didn't listen, and most never will. Why? Because the need for affection, for validation, runs deep in a man, and it's often easier to accept what feels good in the moment than to step back and ask the hard questions. Is this woman truly adding value to my life, or is she simply distracting me from my purpose? Now, this isn't about hating women. Far from it. It's about understanding that there are two types of women in the world, those who add to your life and those who drain it. The right woman aligns with your purpose. She respects you not because she wants something from you, but because she sees the man you are meant to become, and she wants to walk beside you, not control you. But too many men fall for the wrong woman, the one who makes them feel alive, the one who seems to give them peace in a chaotic world. And in doing so, they make the biggest mistake of their lives. So how can you avoid falling for this trap? How can you spot the signs before it's too late? That's what we'll uncover in today's video. Machiavelli's brutal but necessary truths about choosing the right woman and how you can protect your purpose from the soft, seductive chaos that comes disguised as love. Are you ready to choose wisely? Because as Machiavelli knew, the greatest victory a man can achieve is sovereignty over himself. And the right woman can either help him rise or drag him down. Let's find out what you need to know to rise above. The truth is, choosing a woman is one of the most crucial decisions a man can make. It's a decision that will either elevate him or bring him to ruin. And Machiavelli, he understood the weight of this choice better than anyone. While the world dreams of fairy tale endings, Machiavelli warned men to guard their lives with the same vigilance as a ruler guards his kingdom. For men who understand power, the choices they make in relationships are not whimsical. They are calculated, deliberate, and strategic. The illusion of softness. In the beginning, everything seems perfect. The soft smiles, the sweet words, the illusion of peace. She comes into your life, and it feels as though the storm has finally subsided. But Machiavelli's wisdom reminds us that softness is not peace. It's an illusion. The quiet of a woman's affection can mask the storm beneath the surface, a storm that only reveals itself when it's too late. Many men confuse peace with submission, thinking that love should be smooth and easy. They believe that the right woman will make their life simpler, more comfortable, more peaceful. But Machiavelli saw through this facade. He knew that true peace does not come from submission, but from strength. And when a woman walks into your life, she's either a supporter of your strength or a threat to it. A woman who seeks to manipulate does not scream or shout. She doesn't cause chaos in the traditional sense. No, she does it subtly, through emotional manipulation. She plants seeds of doubt, makes you question your worth, your mission, and your purpose. She is a quiet storm. At first, it feels like she's nurturing you, supporting you, but over time, you realize she's been quietly draining you. Your ambitions become secondary to her whims. Your goals are sidelined, and your mission becomes muddled. And by the time you wake up to it, you've lost everything that made you who you were. Machiavelli didn't write for dreamers, and neither should you. If you believe that love should be all light, all ease, then you've already fallen into a trap. Love, real love, will test you. It will demand more from you than you ever thought possible. But it will never destroy you if it is aligned with your purpose. The woman who truly respects you, the woman who can walk beside you without trying to control you, will challenge you in ways that make you better, not weaker. The power of silence. Machiavelli taught us that appearances can be deceiving. This is especially true when it comes to women. Most men fall prey to the illusion of beauty and charm, mistaking these fleeting qualities for something deeper. But beauty is not a measure of character. Charm is not a measure of loyalty. The wise man does not judge a woman by her appearance alone. He watches her actions, her behavior, and her choices when no one is looking. A woman's silence speaks volumes. It reveals her discipline, her self-control, and most importantly, her integrity. It's easy to act well when the spotlight is on you. But what about when no one is watching? Does she remain true to herself? Does she make the right choices even when there's no reward to be gained? Does she honor her commitments, or does she bend when the pressure increases? Machiavelli was keen on observing people in times of calm and crisis, understanding that true character shows when the world is silent. When a woman is silent, how does she act? Does she uphold your values, or does she challenge them? Does she respect your boundaries, or does she push against them? These are the questions that matter. A wise man watches these patterns, not just her performance in front of others. The two types of women, Machiavelli laid it out clearly. There are only two types of women in this world, beneficial or destructive. There is no middle ground. There's no room for uncertainty, no room for excuses. A woman either supports your purpose, multiplies your efforts, and helps you build your empire, or she distracts you, drains your energy, and sabotages your success. There is no in-between. The dangerous part is that the most destructive women often appear to be beneficial at first. They know how to smile while they manipulate. They know how to praise you while quietly pulling you off course. They will tell you how strong, how capable, how wonderful you are, while slowly eroding the very things that make you a man of value. They will present you with an illusion of love, and you will mistake it for the real thing. The cost of blindness. Machiavelli warned that the greatest threat a man faces is never the woman herself. It is his blindness to what she truly is. When a man is not disciplined in his choices, when he is ruled by his emotions, by his hunger for affection, beauty, and validation, he will overlook the warning signs. He will mistake a destructive woman for a partner, thinking that love is enough to overcome her chaos. A man who isn't clear-eyed in his selection will call betrayal romance, manipulation compromise, and collapse commitment. And in doing so, he signs his own surrender. The ink just hasn't dried yet. So what's the solution? It's simple, though not easy. Master yourself first. The man who is sovereign over his own desires, who is clear about his purpose, who knows his worth and is disciplined in his actions, will never be deceived. He will see the signs early and avoid the traps that so many fall into. The right woman will never take him off course. She will walk beside him, supporting him, enhancing his vision, and growing with him. Recognizing the signs. The signs of a destructive woman are often subtle, but they are there if you look closely enough. The way she handles your boundaries, the way she reacts to your discipline, the way she tries to manipulate your emotions, your time, and your energy. A woman who respects you will never try to control you. She will challenge you, yes, but she will not demand that you bend to her will. A destructive woman will create chaos. She will test your boundaries, twist your words, and make you feel guilty for standing your ground. She will demand your time and attention, and if you give it to her, she will slowly drain your energy. You will find yourself showing up late to your own purpose, bending and bending until one day you snap. And even then, she will make you feel like it's your fault. She will cry, blame her past, and tell you that she just needs reassurance. And you, being the man, the protector, will give it to her, over and over until you realize that you're pouring your energy into a bottomless cup. The right woman, the one who respects your sovereignty, does not require constant validation. She's already complete within herself. She doesn't need to be the center of your world, because she has her own world. She aligns with your purpose, your mission, and she doesn't need to control you to feel secure. When a wise man chooses a woman, he doesn't ask, "Is she beautiful?" He asks, "Can she stand beside me without trying to control me?" This is the test. This is the litmus test for whether she is an ally or a threat. The right woman. More than just an ally. The right woman is not someone who needs you to be her savior. She is not looking for someone to heal her wounds or fix her broken past. She's not looking to be rescued. Instead, she's a woman who can stand beside you, as a partner, not as a dependent. She's not searching for a man to complete her. She is already whole. This is a crucial distinction. Many men fall into the trap of thinking they are doing a woman a favor by offering their protection, their strength, and their resources. The truth is, the woman who respects you doesn't need to be saved. She's not expecting you to fill in the gaps she's left in her own emotional makeup. Instead, she's bringing her strength to the table, aligning it with yours and allowing you to grow together. When a man chooses the right woman, he is not choosing a project. He is choosing a companion, a co-creator of the future. This is why Machiavelli spoke so clearly about the dangers of choosing based on superficial appearances. Beauty fades, charm wears thin, and the temporary thrill of passion eventually dies out. But what remains? The true character of a woman, her alignment with your purpose, her values, and her respect for your mission. The pitfall of seeking validation. Machiavelli also understood the dangers of seeking validation. A man who craves constant reassurance from his partner, who is addicted to affection, will always be vulnerable. When a man places his worth in the hands of a woman's affection, he gives away his sovereignty. He becomes dependent. This dependency creates a power imbalance, and it's this imbalance that can be exploited. The right woman does not make you feel small. She doesn't need to belittle you in order to feel superior. She doesn't demand you to lose yourself in order to prove your love. Instead, she challenges you to rise, to fulfill your potential, and to remain true to your purpose. But most importantly, she respects your independence. She never asks you to compromise your integrity or your mission for the sake of pleasing her. Men who are hungry for validation, those who seek affection at all costs, are more likely to fall into the trap of choosing a destructive woman. They will overlook red flags, misinterpret manipulation as love, and justify toxic behavior as passion. They will ignore their intuition and rationalize that the emotional chaos they experience is the price of love. This, my friends, is the lie. Recognizing emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is one of the most subtle yet deadly forms of control. A destructive woman doesn't need to scream or yell to get what she wants. She understands that emotions are powerful tools. She will use your vulnerability, your fear of loss, and your hunger for validation against you. How does this manipulation work? It starts with creating an emotional bond that feels incredibly intense. She might shower you with affection at first, making you feel as if you found your soulmate. She will affirm your worth, tell you what you want to hear, and create an illusion of love. But over time, the affection starts to wane, replaced by subtle emotional pressure. She will use guilt as a weapon. When you make decisions that align with your purpose, she will twist your choices to make you feel selfish. When you stand firm in your values, she will accuse you of being distant or uncaring. She will play the victim, making you question your priorities. This is manipulation at its finest. The worst part? She won't just manipulate you into emotional submission, she will make you feel guilty for questioning her actions. She will twist reality so that you doubt your judgment, and the once clear path forward becomes clouded with confusion. Machiavelli understood that emotions are a powerful weapon in the hands of those who seek to control. The wise man, however, will recognize manipulation for what it is. He will learn to trust his instincts, to see through the emotional fog, and cut to the heart of the issue. The importance of boundaries. One of the most critical lessons that Machiavelli teaches is the importance of boundaries. A man who does not set boundaries is a man who invites chaos into his life. Boundaries are not just about saying no when something is wrong. Boundaries are about protecting your vision, your energy, and your purpose from anyone who threatens to derail them. A destructive woman will try to break your boundaries. She will push against your limits, test your patience, and see how far she can go before you crack. She might play on your desire to please, your need for affection, or your fear of conflict. But the wise man understands that boundaries are non-negotiable. He knows that if he does not protect his time, his focus, and his energy, no one else will. Setting boundaries is not an act of aggression. It is an act of self-preservation. It's about knowing who you are, what you need, and what you will tolerate. And a woman who respects you will never ask you to compromise those boundaries. The role of discipline. In any relationship, discipline is key. Discipline in your goals, your emotions, and your actions. Machiavelli knew this well. The man who is not disciplined will be led astray. His desires will overpower his logic, and his passions will cloud his judgment. And in relationships, this lack of discipline can be disastrous. A man who is disciplined in his choices will be able to discern the difference between love and emotional manipulation. He will know when to step back, when to speak up, and when to walk away. Discipline ensures that a man remains true to his mission, even when emotions try to derail him. But discipline is not just about saying no to temptations. It's about saying yes to what truly matters. It's about prioritizing your purpose over momentary pleasures. When a woman enters your life, she should be a partner in that purpose, not a distraction from it. The right woman aligns with your purpose. A wise man doesn't just look for a woman who will fulfill his emotional needs. He looks for a woman who will align with his purpose. She is not a woman who needs to be fixed. She is a woman who understands the value of self-growth, and she is committed to her own journey as much as you are committed to yours. A woman who respects your purpose will not demand all your attention. She will not ask you to sacrifice your goals for her. Instead, she will walk alongside you, helping to elevate you, supporting you when you need it, and challenging you when necessary. She will not compete with your mission. She will enhance it. If a woman truly aligns with your purpose, she will help you grow. She will encourage you to push harder, aim higher, and achieve more. She will not be afraid of your success. Instead, she will celebrate it, knowing that your victory is her victory as well. Together, you will build something that neither of you could have achieved alone. The test of loyalty. Loyalty is often misunderstood. Many men think that loyalty is about devotion to their partner, about unwavering support no matter the circumstances. But true loyalty is not blind. It is discerning, it is earned, and it is tested. A woman's loyalty is not measured by how much she gives you. It is measured by how much she believes in you, by how much she trusts you. True loyalty comes from respect, not dependency. A woman who is loyal to you will never demand that you sacrifice your integrity for her. She will not ask you to compromise your purpose to keep her happy. Instead, she will trust you to lead, and she will support you as you do. This loyalty is earned over time. It is tested in moments of crisis, in moments of difficulty, when the path ahead seems uncertain. A woman who is loyal will not falter when the world seems to fall apart. She will remain steadfast, helping you stay true to your mission, even when it feels impossible. The crucial role of self-mastery. The key to attracting the right woman is not through force, manipulation, or attempts to control her. It's not about becoming someone you're not in order to please her. Instead, it's about mastering yourself, your desires, your emotions, your actions, and most importantly, your purpose. Self-mastery is the foundation upon which a man's strength is built. Without it, he will always be at the mercy of his impulses, distractions, and emotions. Machiavelli understood the importance of self-mastery. He believed that a ruler, or a man of true power, must be able to control his emotions, impulses, and actions in order to be a decisive and effective leader. This is just as true in relationships. A man who cannot control his emotions will never be able to control his life. What does it mean to master yourself? It means knowing your strengths and weaknesses. It means being disciplined enough to stick to your goals, no matter how difficult or uncomfortable it might be. It means being willing to make the hard decisions, the ones that align with your values, your mission, and your long-term vision, even when it's easier to give in to momentary temptations or distractions. When a man is truly in control of himself, he no longer seeks validation from others. He doesn't need to prove himself to anyone, least of all a woman. He knows who he is, and that self-awareness radiates in every aspect of his life. He doesn't waste time chasing fleeting pleasures or indulging in emotional whims. He has a mission, a purpose, and everything he does must serve that purpose. The attraction of power, discipline, and purpose power is not about control over others. It's about control over oneself. The man who has control over his emotions, his impulses, and his actions is the one who will attract a woman who respects him, who aligns with his vision, and who supports his journey. A woman who sees a man who is self-disciplined, who is dedicated to his mission, will be drawn to him naturally. She will see the strength in his character, his clarity of purpose, and his ability to lead, and she will want to walk beside him. But here's the twist. Self-mastery is not just about being strong. It's about being able to maintain strength in the face of adversity, temptation, and distractions. It's about being able to keep your focus on your goals, even when the world around you is chaotic. It's about remaining grounded when emotions threaten to pull you in every direction. A man who can control his emotional responses is a man who can control his life. And when you control your life, you become a magnet for women who want a partner, not a project. Building a life of discipline. Discipline is the bedrock upon which all other qualities are built. A man without discipline is like a ship without a rudder. He is tossed around by the winds of circumstance, and he will never reach his destination. Discipline is what keeps you on track when everything else tries to derail you. It's the force that keeps you moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. In relationships, discipline means having clear boundaries and being able to enforce them. It means knowing when to say no and when to stand firm in the face of opposition. A disciplined man does not allow himself to be manipulated. He does not compromise his integrity for the sake of appeasing anyone, including a woman. Instead, he stays true to his principles, no matter how tempting it might be to bend them. Discipline also means knowing how to manage your time. A man who is disciplined with his time will never allow a woman or anyone else to steal it. He will prioritize his mission, his health, and his personal growth over distractions, whether they come in the form of emotional drama, superficial attraction, or short-term pleasures. He knows that every minute counts, and he will not squander it on things that don't serve his greater purpose. The importance of focus. Focus is another critical quality that a man must cultivate if he is to achieve success in his life and relationships. Without focus, you are like a candle in the wind, constantly flickering, always on the verge of being blown out. Focus allows a man to stay true to his goals, even in the face of temptation, doubt, or uncertainty. Focus also allows a man to recognize what truly matters in his relationships. When you are focused on your mission and your purpose, you are able to see clearly what a woman brings into your life, whether she is a partner who strengthens you or a distraction that pulls you off course. You don't waste time with women who don't align with your goals. You don't waste time on relationships that are based on superficial attractions or fleeting desires. Instead, you invest your time and energy into relationships that support your growth, that challenge you to become a better man, and that bring real value to your life. The right woman challenges you, but not in the way you think. One of the most important aspects of any healthy relationship is that the right woman challenges you, but not in the way you might expect. She doesn't challenge you by creating chaos, drama, or confusion. She doesn't try to manipulate your emotions to get what she wants. Instead, she challenges you by encouraging you to be your best self, to stay true to your purpose, and to rise above mediocrity. A woman who truly respects you will push you to grow, not by demanding more from you, but by inspiring you to become more. She will be the mirror that reflects your greatness, not a mirror that shows you only your flaws. She will not force you to change, but she will encourage you to evolve. She will challenge you to be more disciplined, more focused, more powerful, but only because she believes in your potential. The consequences of choosing wrong. Choosing the wrong woman is not just a small mistake. It's a choice that can have far-reaching consequences. The wrong woman can drain your energy, distort your vision, and undermine your purpose. She will pull you away from your goals and make you question your worth. She will distract you with emotional turmoil and make you believe that chaos is passion, that conflict is love. Over time, you will find yourself becoming less and less of the man you were meant to be. You will start showing up late to your own purpose. You will begin to make excuses for why you're not achieving your goals. You will start believing that it's okay to put your mission on hold to cater to her emotional needs. And before you know it, you will have sacrificed everything for a relationship that was never meant to last. But when you choose the right woman, the opposite happens. She doesn't make you weaker. She makes you stronger. She doesn't drain your energy. She replenishes it. She doesn't demand your attention. She gives you the space to focus on what truly matters. The right woman will not derail your purpose. She will help you stay on track. Understanding the power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is a crucial practice for any man who wants to avoid making the wrong choices in his relationships. You must be able to look at yourself honestly and ask the hard questions. Are you living in alignment with your values? Are you being true to your purpose? Are you choosing women who support your goals? Or are you choosing based on emotional impulses? Self-reflection also allows you to understand your own weaknesses, your own fears, and your own desires. By understanding yourself, you can avoid being manipulated by others, and you can make choices that serve your long-term growth. Self-awareness is the key to avoiding the trap of emotional manipulation and the seduction of temporary pleasures. Building a strong foundation for the future. Building a strong foundation for the future begins with mastering yourself. It starts with creating a life that is aligned with your purpose, where every decision you make serves your mission. When you have a strong foundation, one built on discipline, focus, and self-mastery, you will attract women who are aligned with that foundation. A woman who respects your vision, your discipline, and your purpose will never ask you to compromise them. Instead, she will celebrate them, and together you will build a future that is stronger than anything you could have achieved alone. The right woman is not someone who will complete you. She is someone who will walk beside you, support you, challenge you, and help you become the best version of yourself. And in doing so, she will add value to your life, not take it away.